to the 12 Man Insight Podcast. I'm Mo. I'm here with your boy Tommy. Tommy, the Super Bowl was a game, man. I know we weren't here last week to talk about it, but what a shocker, man. I did not see that coming. The Chiefs got their doors blown out, man. From finish to start, they got punched in the mouth. That defensive line just got after Pat Mahomes. How did you feel, coming into the Super Bowl and, after watching that game, what did you think about the game, man?
Yeah, honestly, I'm if anything, I'm disappointed in my prediction. I mean, kind of looking back on our last episode, talking about the Super Bowl, I had said, on paper, the Eagles should, really take care of business here. They should win this game. They're better at every position outside of, quarterback. And so I kind of bet, emotionally versus using my brain. And obviously now my prediction is wrong, and the Eagles went on to do exactly what they should have done with the roster comparison there. So I mean, to be fair though, I was surprised. I don't think anybody really envisioned the Chiefs getting beat like that. I mean, that was it's just utter domination right from the start. And so the Chiefs really don't get beat like that often. And this isn't like a Mahomes thing. Patrick Mahomes is still great. The Chiefs are still a great team, but man, they got taken to work for an hour there on Sunday, and it was just utter domination by the Eagles, especially up front, offensive line and D line completely took over that game. And I mean, obviously the D line was dominant and wrecked anything the Chiefs had in mind for that game, and that's the Super Bowl for you there. The Eagles are the champs.
This kind of sounded like the Vic Fangio revenge game. He was in the AFC West for a long time with the Broncos. Had a hard time with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I heard that he was also an advisor to the Eagles in the last Super Bowl in 2022. And he was trying to help the Eagles win that time as well. But man, Vic Fangio and our boy Clint Hurt and that defensive line, man, he coached his ass off. Clint Hurt went over there and he was like, "Hey, man, this is my position group, and here's what I'm gonna do." But I think they had a plan for Patrick Mahomes, and the writing was on the wall, right, Tommy? They had Joe Tooney, left tackle. He went from was it left guard or right guard, and he changed his position. And they kind of had like that makeshift offensive line, and the writing was on the wall. But nobody could bet against Patrick Mahomes. People thought, oh, Patrick Mahomes was gonna, come back and he was gonna do his thing. When did you? Let me ask you a question, Tommy. When did you think that game was over? Like when did you kind of tell yourself there's no way the Chiefs are coming back from this one?
The long Devonta Smith touchdown, right after half. That one, that's when it was like, oh, this one's over because you have the Chiefs. They've made some magic happen, so they're down at half big. But you're like, maybe this is Mahomes' moment right here. And as soon as Jalen Hurts threw the bomb deep, Devontae Smith caught it. It was over. It was over, and I think there was a soundbite from the game too, where Sirianni said, "Like, if we score here, it's over," and he,
Yeah.
he was not wrong. I mean, they went for the kill. They did, and that was really smart. Because a lot of teams they'll kind of play passive, play not to lose, but the Eagles were like, "No, let's go win this game right now," and that's exactly what they did. And they did a really good job of executing it and being aggressive. I love that.
Speaking of aggressiveness, man, I was really, really fired up on how aggressive the Eagles were, especially on the first fourth down. They went for fourth down. Jalen Hurts completes it to AJ Brown, and they get the face mask. Then Twitter went crazy, right? Oh no, it's the refs back again doing the thing.
Yep, yep.
So that was really interesting. But it sounded, Tommy, to like me, like right from the get go. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna be in attack mode. We're not gonna back down. We're gonna attack, whether it's on defense or offense. We're gonna just give it to the Chiefs."
Yeah, and that's exactly how you need to approach a game against the Chiefs because they are good enough to hang around and win a game late. And everyone wants to talk about the calls and stuff like that. And, I don't necessarily think the Chiefs get favorable calls like that, but you also don't want to put yourself in a position in a close game where you get a bad call, and then all of a sudden it's oh, the Chiefs get all the calls type deal. And so, no, I love it. And then Chiefs are an aggressive team themselves, so the best way to attack that is to be aggressive. You got to come in and punch them in the mouth, and that's exactly what Philly did.